Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to mess with the authors who write these fanfics. They make what we do possible. Thanks. Enjoy.
Okay, well, now that we're done with our 30-minute conversation on the Marge Simpson Playboy cover.
Yeah.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. I'm George G. Poole, and as always, I've got my two special co-hosts, Elias Viva Vlogs.
Hello.
And Stephen Blue Breed.
Hello.
Now, I've looked at a lot of Simpsons hentai, but I'll tell you, that Playboy cover feels uncanny, and there's some very bad Simpsons hentai.
Maybe if you know, Maddie Fenton, if she was on the Playboy cover, then maybe you guys might be onto something. You know who Maddie Fenton is? She's
true.
Danny Fenton's mother, and you know who Danny Fenton is? He's Danny Phantom, and that's the theme of the episode today.
Whoa! Wow. Danny Phantom's mom is pretty hot.
It's true.
She's okay.
I like her with the goggles.
There are better cartoon moms, but she's wearing a jumpsuit, and that's hard to beat.
So is his dad.
Yeah, but he's shaped like a trash can. Like a trash truck.
He is built like a fridge.
What about Danny's sister, or Sam Manson, or Ember Remember?
She's okay.
They're pretty okay.
Collectively.
She. Every female in the show.
What is everyone's experience with Danny Phantom?
I watched it as a kid. I haven't watched anything since.
What do you mean? You just watched an AMV.
I haven't seen anything since. I'm appalled that there was never any like bad PS2 Danny Phantom game. There was only like a DS game, and that one is incredibly shitty.
Oh yeah, that's the shooter one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's weird.
It's weird and it's not very polished.
No.
That is really weird. I feel like that's a perfect medium for a PS2 game.
Yeah, like Fairly Odd Parents had a handful of games, and like you would think Danny Phantom would be like blowing up with it. It's an action thing that's not like too serious, or something that it could definitely sell to kids.
Yeah, I wonder what the difference is there. Is it because it blew up like towards the end of the PS2's lifespan? Not even. It was like 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a mid 2000s thing. So like PS2, GameCube, but it would have been prime for that, or even like Game Boy Advance.
True.
They just had one shitty space shooter, like a really poor man's Gradius.
Yeah.
Dang.
It played like a Nick website game.
Well, there were all the Nicktoons Unite games you could play as Danny Phantom.
That's true. He was in those.
Yeah.
I think he was in Nickelodeon MLB.
Yes. I used to rent those.
Oh, he's in Nick All-Star Smash. That's right.
Yeah.
Nick All-Stars Brawl. With his gross fucking whale move. That's the worst animated thing I've ever seen in my life.
Poorly animated, and the hitbox is a fucking sun.
I've watched all of Danny Phantom, but I remember very little of it.
Yeah, I don't remember too much. I remember they had the special episode where like Danny from the future comes and he's evil, and that was like a really scary episode because he actually like it was like just the ghost side of Danny that came to life or something, and he actually fucking killed Danny for real.
It's the cool thing about that show and Ben 10. There's like potential that in the future they'll have mastered their weird powers, and then they're like really scary. So when the future them exists in the show, it's like, whoa, they're so strong.
You remember when they did that Crash Nebula special? That was like a teenage Crash Nebula.
Yeah. Oh, because
Who's Crash Nebula?
He's the space hero from Fairly Odd Parents.
The not Crimson Chin.
Oh, okay.
The one in like the white with the wing ears.
God, Crimson Chin's so fucking cool.
I love that concept so much.
Steven, what's your experience with Danny Phantom?
I watched it a lot growing up and whatnot. It was probably one of my favorite cartoons on Nick at the time because, like, I really dig shows that have serious subject matter, and that was actually one of the few times where, like, you would have quiet moments in a Butch Hartman cartoon. And I remember, like, that was actually really friggin' cool. And it's also just prime monster of the week, just like each episode is like a new ghost, and you get their backstory, why they are the way they are. It just combined a lot of neat shit into one kind of cartoon. It's kind of brilliant in that sense. I'm shocked. Well, I guess I'm not shocked anymore, but I was at one point shocked it didn't get like a remake or a continuation.
I know you were a big fan of the Box Ghost.
I love the fucking Box Ghost, the gag character, the blue dude with the fucking beanie and the coveralls. I am the Box Ghost, king of all things, cardboard and square.
It's great that was a really early episode because it got a lot of replays and it was a really funny one. So I remember like liking it when it came on. And I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't get worn out as much.
And friggin' I fell out of it at some point. I forget why. I guess there was just like other stuff.
Yeah, I remember there was like a Christmas episode that for some reason I just didn't care about, and then I stopped. I never paid attention to Danny Phantom after that.
Right.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm bored of Danny Phantom. Maybe the show degrades in quality, and we just only remember the good parts.
Could be. Just like I remember being there like from the beginning when it was in like promos, and I remember before he had the logo on his chest when he just had the black jumpsuit, and then I started seeing like commercials and I saw the D and I was like, it's what that wasn't there before. And then I caught the episode where they fucking wipe his memory and they have to friggin' put him through the incident again, but that time Sam puts the logo on his jumpsuit.
So it has real plot continuity.
Yeah, it actually has. It exists.
I could be misremembering this, but I think there was some issue with like they invested a lot of money in like a finale, and then it wasn't the finale, and then there was like some other episodes, and most of the later seasons / the movie just didn't get the airtime that the earlier ones had, and that could be why we don't remember the plot as well.
Maybe.
True.
Yeah. I feel like at some point, like Nick or somebody just like stopped air, like they just weren't as invested anymore, so I didn't see it as often or something.
They said we got a green light, Tough Puppy. It looks so good.
We need to start working on Tough Puppy now. Jerry Trainer is hot. We got to get in on it.
There's one thing people love from Drake and Josh. It's Crazy Steve.
Crazy Steve went crazy and kidnapped Megan and made her call herself Carly.
All right, slow down.
It's the fan theories. They're real.
We don't like fan theories here. Only fan fiction.
Okay, well, why don't you give me one then, huh? Hot shot?
Okay.
Give me a good one.
Do you ever like find a fan fiction and you're like, I don't want to look for any more. This is so good. I hope nobody else reads this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a couple of those this
Hell
A
yeah.
couple.
time. Not to defeat the purpose, but I was just like, do I have to keep looking? This is so good. But I did, because you never know. Let me find it in my mass collection of favorited.
Yeah, no, as I said last time, like Danny Phantom came out as like prime real estate for fanfic. It was super big. It came out right when like fanfiction was super taking off, so it's one of those core series because it's kind of serious but still a cartoon, and kids eat that shit up. That's why Kingdom Hearts is so fucking popular.
Oh yeah.
It was a mid 2000s thing. It's kind of serious but not really, and there's plot, and kids can write anything about it.
Absolutely.
Okay. This is the continuation of one of my plot bunnies, The Door, shown in One Shots and Plot Bunnies, a set of Danny Phantom one-shot... Actually, I can't read that. That's the title of the story.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Never mind.
We've given up on that.
No, it's not the title of this story. I just mean that I don't want to give away author information.
Why? Do you think they'll bully them?
Yes, that's why we have the disclaimer. Okay, I'll start over. Plasmius flew through the ghost zone with the infinite map, which he stolen again, in search for a source of the great power for himself. The map led him to the far reaches of the ghost zone that were almost never frequented.
The ghost zone.
Is Plasmius like the professor dude?
I think so, like the rich guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doctor, yeah. The Butch Hartman Iron Man.
Yeah, that
equivalent.
guy.
God,
Fucking-
his design isn't as good as I remember it.
No.
It's a little squatter than I remember.
Yeah. I think I prefer his human design better.
Mm-hmm.
No other real landmarks were in sight, though there were random floating islands in the area that all seemed a similar size and feature. All were tiny pieces of barren rock that, even if he so wished, Plasmius could sit or stand on, even though he could fly. Even though these were few and far between.
Sometimes you gotta take a load off.
Yeah. Even though he doesn't, like... I guess ghosts fly, they're not just, like, existing.
They float.
Yeah.
There's a big lazy boy shaped rock.
There was some awfully lazy boy equivalent shaped rock.
The ghost of a lazy boy in the ghost zone.
There's like a big chair shaped rock, and then a little one floats by as a footstool.
Wow.
And a beer floats by.
It's the life. Even these were few and far between, though they seemed frequent considering there were nothing else around. Until the Infi map, short for infinite map, led the older, malevolent half-ghost to his goal, that is.
Being a half ghost is fucking terrifying. Danny fucking died.
Yeah.
But then he didn't.
What if you, like, don't know about the ghost stuff and you just think you're, like, alive and have superpowers?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what Danny thinks.
It's pretty cool.
But he's fucking half of a corpse.
Yeah, but, like, if you don't know about the ghost narrative of this cartoon show you're in, you're just...
If he walked through the ghost portal.
You just accidentally walked through the ghost portal. And your parents weren't ghosts or hunters or anything. You didn't know anything about ghosts. You're just like, well, I can fly now. Cool.
You had to stop all the ghosts that were coming through.
Does Danny, like, leave his body when he turns into a ghost?
No.
Nah.
See? It's just, like, cool powers.
Mm.
On a much larger island than the others stood a single door, constructed of what appeared to be a solid brown wood and rounded wood frame. There was no handle on this door, no latch, no finger groove. There seemed to be no means of opening it at all. Plasmius landed on the floating island, rolling up the Infi map in his hand as he did so, and approached the strange door. "This will lead me to power?" he muttered to himself,
Could be fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
the way he always does.
Could be Goofy's house.
Oh no.
Could be Scooby-Doo's doghouse.
Scrappy Doo's house.
Corporal Do.
He touched the door, and finding that it did not automatically summon defensive measures to divert him as some doors and passages in the ghost zone did, proceeded to run his hand across its surface and along the edge.
They don't have safe touch.
Still, he could find no way of opening it. Pushing on it yielded no result, neither did his attempts to blast the door open. In fact, when Plasmius had floated away from the door for appropriate blasting range and then blasted it, the door seemed to be covered in a reflective sheen, which dissipated when the blast's energy did, revealing absolutely no change.
It's the codename Kids Next Door.
The blast hadn't done anything to the door at all. "Cheese logs," Vlad swore when he saw this. He then flew around to the door in hopes of finding a clue on the other side. What greeted him was a hazy, impenetrable darkness blocked by some sort of strange shield that revealed itself as a light sheen when he attempted to penetrate it.
In case you forgot, Vlad lives in Wisconsin, and they like cheese there.
Stumped, Plasmius walked back around to face the door and noticed a stone plaque that hadn't been present moments ago. There was a strange text on the top section of the plaque, and the rest of the space was occupied by the picture of a strange large key. As Vlad peered at the foreign text, it suddenly shifted with an eye-blending wave and became English. Vlad read aloud. "The path is locked by the key, the one of pure heart, the one of power, to hold back the dark. Thus it is opened. Be cautious. World's heart at risk." "Well, what does that mean?" "Butterbuns. I can't open it." As Vlad turned away from the plaque, it vanished, though he did not notice.
I swear to God, if Vlad gets a keyblade.
"So who can?" "Of course," Plasmius said with a fanged smile and an almost hiss. Plasmius, as he was returning to his portal, decided to buzz past the far frozen again in order to pry provoking action if he hadn't already by stealing the map in the first place. Danny was in the park with Sam and Tucker when his ghost sense went off with a particularly strong burst of cold inside him. He immediately rolled to his feet and leapt behind a tree to transform. After the signature flash of light and "I'm going ghost!" he reappeared
As he jumps behind a tree and shouts,
screams.
"I'm going ghost!"
It's like a nervous tick.
All this huge light show happens, and they're like, "Where'd Danny go? Who's that?"
They both cringe from him screaming and then ask where he went.
Danny, why'd you do that?
"Young Danny, it is me, Frostbite of the Far Frozen." "Frostbite?" Danny lowered his glowing green hands and allowed the energy to dissipate back through his body as his eyes met the form of the familiar and, more importantly, non-malevolent ghost Frostbite.
Danny was open carry.
What brings you here? The two shared a frozen handshake that caused Sam and Tucker to shivved with not more ice training, right? Frostbite had come to Phantom one day, soon after the undergrowth incident, to give Danny better training on that particular power. I don't remember what Frostbite looks like. I gotta look him up.
I'll look it up. You keep going.
No, Danny, I have come to request help. Plasmius has stolen the Infimap from us, and we fear it is not for a good purpose.
What? He stole the Infinite Map? But don't you guys guard it?
We do guard it, but several of us were in another part of the Far Frozen attending the ice sculpting competition, and he took advantage of our distraction. It's a big ice bear.
He looks very funny.
He looks like Sully.
Yes, he does look like Sully. Monsters, Inc. He declared intentions of gaining more power, but that was no more specific than that.
Of course he wants more power.
Phantom growled to himself. He was silent for a moment, thinking about what to do. I'll come back to the Far
Frozen with you. Vlad usually has to come back and do something. Returning to the scene of the crime, Tucker commented.
Do you want to come too? Danny aimed back at his two best friends.
Of course, we'll follow you in the Spectre Speeder.
Phantom turned back to Frostbite. Okay.
Frostbite put Danny in a jar in just his underwear, but he's still in ghost form, so I guess he can take the super suit off. I guess. His ice arm is just like, you can see the bone inside of it.
It seems like an unnecessary addition.
Yeah.
It seems scary.
Frostbite is a polar bear with a big ice arm.
I would hate to be Frostbite.
Phantom grabbed Sam and Tucker and turned invisible, taking off to fly them back to their houses.
I don't like that they just call him Phantom.
He went to Tucker's first, landing in his room.
Get cold weather clothes because we're going to the Far Frozen and it's really cold there.
Tucker grabbed a thick, heavy jacket and pulled it on loosely. Sam did the same when they went to her house, and they went back to Danny's house.
Can you distract our parents? I need to go into the ghost zone with the Spectre Speeder.
Phantom whispered into Jazz's ear. Jazz was currently studying at the kitchen table with open books and notebooks. Jack and Maddie Phantom, the parents, were down in the lab working, which Danny discovered when he flew down there invisibly, giving him the need for Jazz's distraction. You always read these verbatim, and there's no punctuation. Well, there's not enough.
Punctuation or ghosts.
Jazz jumped, still not used to Danny's cold whispers in her ear. Poor Jazz.
Breathing his cold ghost breath.
Whispers that were usually like this one, requests for distractions.
Wait, so he didn't tell her yet that he was going to need a distraction?
I guess not.
Or did he say, like, hey, I need a distraction, then when he walked down, he reminded her that he needed a distraction?
He like, floated invisibly to her and then whispered that in her ear after floating invisibly down to the basement and seeing the parents were down there.
Oh,
okay.
How long do you need? Jazz responded quietly. Just a few minutes. Mom, Dad, can I talk to you? I have a question about ghosts.
Footsteps up the stairs could be heard almost immediately. Ghost?
Thanks, Jazz.
Danny whispered again.
Jack slams the door open.
Jazz, expecting it, managed to only twitch this time. Expecting the whisper, I assume.
The cold touch of her brother.
Danny clasped one palm firmly on her ass cheek and whispered in her ear.
Thanks. You earned this.
Jesus.
Smacks sister one on the ass and then said must have been a ghost.
Ask mom and dad about it.
He makes the time to announce himself, to say that it must have been a ghost. It's like he's congratulating himself or something.
Exactly.
It must have been a ghost.
Gotta take his
Wasn't me.
Danny's parents appeared at the top of the stairs, just as Danny flew invisibly down to the lab through the wall with his two friends still in hand. He's fucking invisible, he doesn't need to do anything!
Yeah, but he's got to do work down there.
He's got to cause a commotion with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
What's your question, sweetie? Danny heard his mom say from down in the lab. Then he wasn't paying attention to what was happening upstairs. Sam and Tucker got in the Spectre speeder while Danny located and tossed at them the Phantom phones. He placed them... Fuck you, Butch Hartman.
I don't remember the Fenton phones.
He placed one in his own ear and one as Frostbite appeared next to the portal. Let's go, Danny said, and everyone was off through the ghost zone to the far frozen. So this is what it's like here, Sam said, looking around at the snowy landscape from outside the Spectre speeder. Is that Sam's first line?
Yeah. She's been pretty quiet. What?
I just think of Danny saying that. Was that the first thing you've said since earlier? Pretty quiet. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it when you do talk more often.
Knock it off.
Knock it off.
We've talked about this. Tucker doesn't like it either. He said so. He told me.
He told me.
Danny hadn't told either of his friends much about the place because he didn't tell them much about the the undergrowth incident at all. Sam had turned into the evil plant caretaker. Plasmius doesn't seem to have returned yet. No sooner were the words out of Danny's mouth. Fuck. It's...
What's wrong?
Having
Having trouble reading?
The formatting's a little wonky. Then the evil Haffa did appear, waving the map in the air and taunting the far frozen inhabitants with it. Is Haffa like a half-human slang?
Yeah, that's half human, half ghost.
You damn half-o. Get out of here.
Plasmius! Danny shouted as he shot towards the arrogant fiend. Ooh, my day just gets better and better, he said as he fired an ectoblast as Phantom, which was dodged the return ectoblast from the young Haffa. Return the infamap, Plasmius!
Haffa? You put an A on that?
It's Haffa.
Yeah, that's half of.
Oh. I thought it was... At least he didn't use the hard R.
The young Haffer. Return the infamap, Plasmius! Catch me if you can, Daniel! Vlad shot off, laughing madly. Come on! Danny tossed back at his friends, who were back in the Spectre speeder, ready for the chase. The three took off together as Frostbite and the other fair frozen inhabitants watched. Where are we even going? Tucker asked in a bored voice. The last real ghost zone.
Tucker, so much has happened and you're still bored.
Tucker.
The last real ghost zone landmark had been passed over 10 minutes ago. I'd never been this far in before, Phantom commented. He was still in ghost form, but he'd returned to sit in the Spectre speeder after the first 10 minutes of chasing Vlad. Chilling in the back seat, making Tucker drive.
I assume the Spectre speeder was like a snowmobile or something.
Look it up.
Alright. I'll look up Spectre speeder.
They'd been chasing him for over an hour. You're recording it, right, Tucker? Yes. Tucker yawned.
Oh. No, it's like a jalopy.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, it's a whole ship. Yes, Tucker yawned, which was not even bothering to check the ship log, which was still running.
The ghost zone always looked more like bacteria to me than ghosts.
Mm.
There's so much green slime everywhere.
It's all ectoplasm.
Oh yeah. It's all ecto cooler.
I wish.
I wonder where he's leading us, Sam voiced. They'd figured that Vlad was leading them somewhere some time ago. They thought it might have been Clockwork's tower, but that had passed by in the distance a while ago. Now all they could see was small, desolate islands that were spread thinly about the area. Danny figured they only got big as a chair. They only got as big as a chair.
They have a ghost button in their Spectre speeder.
Danny stood and flew through the front of the Spectre speeder. It looks like a door. A door? Oh, Sam suddenly said, "What's that?" "Did we arrive?" Tucker asked eagerly, also perking up a bit and looking ahead. Danny stood.
Okay, I did
Danny stood and flew through the front of the Spectre speeder.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, a plain brown wooden door. Odd. Danny went up to inspect it, overcome by curiosity momentarily, and was followed by Sam and Tucker, who parked the Spectre speeder alongside the edge of the larger floating island. The path, came a voice quieter than a whisper, though the three of them still all heard it. This was confirmed when Danny asked if they heard the voice, and they nodded affirmatively. Hey, where'd Plasmius go? Sam observed. Plasmius blasted Phantom in the side at that very moment.
Damn.
Fool!
Got him.
Hey, you guys see Plasmius?
Oh!
No, Daddy!
He hasn't been invisible right behind him the whole time. Seeing how far they'd go.
Snickering and giggling.
He reappeared. You followed me all the way out here. Now you aren't going to escape me. He's been given a Vegeta voice now.
Mm-hmm.
This, of course, caused a fight between the two halfos. Though Danny didn't notice, Vlad maneuvered
Typical
himself.
half-on-half violence.
So he first caused Danny to crash into the door, which started glowing with a golden light around the edges, and then caused Danny to shoot the door with a great deal of his own energy. The door responded with an increased brightness on one edge, obviously the opening edge. Vlad started cackling again as everyone's attention was caught. The path is open, came the strange voice that the three friends heard. Danny shot forward suddenly, ecto-punching Vlad and stealing the infomap.
Oh no.
Ecto-punching.
Vlad screamed. Beware the darkness. The voice seemed to trail off this time as the door swung wide. The deceptive light at the edge vanished as the door opened to a deep darkness that started leaking out of the doorway past the frame. A strong gust of wind came pouring forth, and no one could resist it completely as Phantom and Plasmius were grounded, and all four people were slowly pushed back.
They were grounded.
They were grounded.
Ah!
Danny glanced back at the nearing edge of the island and saw that the darkness spilling forth from the doorway was surrounded the island and expanding. Something deep within his very being and those of his friends feared for their very selves because of the darkness. If they were to fall into it, each feared they wouldn't return. The wind suddenly gusted stronger and everyone was lifted off their feet. The Spectre speeder had been consumed by the darkness and the infomap was blown from Danny's hands back the way they'd come, far out of sight. Danny, more concerned with his friends, caught both of them and landed further back from the door. And how did they get out of the Spectre speeder?
Don't worry about it.
Danny, Sam, and Tucker watched, rooted to their floating island, as the darkness surrounded Vlad and started creeping out of the island itself. Tendrils started climbing around his feet, and his expression changed from one of fear and apprehension to one of delight. Oh no.
Vlad's always wanted to get fucked.
Finally, the fuck tentacle doors open.
You brats don't know what you've done. I'm gonna feel so good.
So this is the power the map meant. He started cackling as the darkness rose to cover him, and he fell down into the pool at his feet. He vanished, and his island disintegrated under the darkness onslaught.
He's gonna turn shirtless and his lower half's gonna be a fucking bioship thing.
The three had been watching Vlad, and Danny in particular had been watching and also remembering what he did to the door.
Danny in particular, he was extra watching Vlad. Sam and Tucker were kind of paying attention.
I like this description. Realizing that he'd opened it for Vlad, Vlad had tricked them. Then something vicious covered his feet and his friend's feet. Viscous. They looked down, alarmed to see that while they had been watching Vlad, the darkness had reached them, and now they couldn't escape. They all tried. What I was laughing at was that the three had been watching Vlad, and Danny in particular had been watching, realizing they'd been tricked. Mm-hmm. Danny in particular felt tricked. He's gonna get his nut, that bastard.
I caused this.
They all tried, Danny the hardest of all, but it was futile. The darkness rose
Sam
to
and Tucker
envelop.
kind of tried, but they weren't really interested.
Tucker noted that he was bored again while he was being killed.
Danny, I want to go home.
Danny,
Not because of this, but
Danny, this
because
sucks.
of this.
Danny, can we leave now? I'm trying the hardest.
He's shooting ectoblasts.
But the tendrils of darkness worked their way through fingers and between hands, effectively separating them. No one heard the screams of fright that were covered by the darkness as the three disappeared, far from any hope of rescue. Their island also was eaten by the darkness. Like everything else, the expanding wave came across. Danny sensed that he was falling, though he couldn't see anything, hear anything, or feel anything.
On the fucking game over screen.
He didn't even seem to be breathing, though when he was in ghost mode, that wasn't unusual for him. He had the feeling that Sam and Tucker were in the same place as him, wherever that was, though they were not though they were not actually there, and Danny had a feeling that they were nowhere nearby. How can that be? Danny thought to himself. Here, but not here. And then his feet touched down on a platform. He had the sudden feeling that he was standing upright instead of falling back, and the darkness shattered away from the platform he was standing on.
Don't say hourglass drawn or fucking stained glass Butch Hartman mural.
Oh no.
I'm not there yet. Hold on. The fragments turning into white birds that quickly disappeared into the dark landscape. Danny looked down from the birds he could no longer see and could do nothing but gasp. Chapter 2. Danny stood upon a giant stained glass platform, light from below.
Oh no.
Yeah, what's on the stained glass?
It featured him in the center and two forms back to back, standing confidently. His two forms back to back. His ghost half had one hand enveloped in a sphere of green energy. His human half had hands resting on top of an odd-looking weapon. It seemed like a large metal rod with a hand grip and guard at one end and something rather like a blade at the other. The hand grip upon which his hand rested was black. The rod was white. The blade at the end was a vibrant green and seemed to have been frozen in mid-motion, as if it were never still.
I love when kids describe their own keyblades.
Dangling off a chain from the black guard was a silver charm that looked like the logo of the chest on his ghost persona. On both of Danny's faces was an amused grin, as if they were laughing at a secret joke.
A secret joke.
What a sentence.
Secret.
To the right of the
Fucking Patrick in his secret box.
That's in the Phantom Furnace.
I wonder what's inside.
To the right of the human, Danny, were two large circles that showed his friends' faces, and three slightly smaller circles that showed his parents and sisters, with a few other yet smaller circles showing his other friends. To the left of the ghost Danny were several circles of the ghostly friends, including Wolf, Danny, and Clockwork. They were all surrounded in a big ring that seemed made of snapshots of all of Danny's memorable fights.
Was that DANI?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the girl one.
Yeah,
The
the
guitar.
shorty.
Yeah. The girl Danny Phantom.
Dan from the future was at the top left of the circle, while Plasmius occupied
Don't call him Dan!
Dan from the future.
That's disgusting.
The story of Dan Schneider.
Plasmius occupied the top right. Below the feet of both of Danny's at the bottom of the circle was the swirling green vortex of the portal. The top of the ring seemed empty. This can't even look like stained glass anymore if the background is just like a Rick and Morty green portal.
Yeah, and there's so many characters on it.
There are 20 characters.
Yeah, oh my god.
Like even the Kingdom Hearts ones have 7 at most.
Yeah.
Fucking 20 of them in smaller and smaller circles.
After that entire description that was 100, all that, the next paragraph opens with, "What is this?" Danny thought. Why would I be holding a weapon I've never seen before?
Why am I seeing this?
He looks down and mentally goes through 100 check boxes of what the fuck is going on, and then is like, "What is this?" Wait a second, I don't care. What is going on?
Huh.
The pillars of light appeared around him, and 3 pedestals rose from the floor. There was a sword, a wand, or a staff thing, and a shield on them. Danny walked up to the sword first and saw the inscription on the pedestal below the floating weapon.
Danny does not need to pick stat buffs. He's not going to be leveling up.
You need
I saw this story, and I saw that it was very long, and so I just went to chapter 1, scrolled down to see how long it was,
I went to chapter 2 and started to scroll down, and I caught a glimpse of this part where they're describing the powers, and I was like, I have to read this. This is so absurd.
He chose just the right stat buffs. That's why he's so powerful as an adult. Leveling up was easier when he was older.
Yeah. Yeah, he picked like shield and magic.
The power of the warrior, invincible courage, a sword of terrible destruction. Danny walked around to the wand and saw it also held an inscription. The power of the mystic, inner strength, a staff of wonder and ruin. He took it up in his hand out of curiosity and heard the voice again. Is this what you choose? The wand didn't feel right in Danny's hands, so he put it back and walked to the shield to see the inscription. The power of the guardian, kindness to friends, a shield to repel all. Having a feeling that the shield wasn't right either, Danny went back to the sword and took it again, hearing the voice ask, Is this what you chose?
That's the real gameplay.
Yeah.
You could make a full circle and go back to the sword.
Yeah.
Danny's fucking speed running.
No, he's not.
Yes. The sword vanished from his hands. What will you give up in exchange? Danny went promptly to the wand and took it from the pedestal. Is this what you choose?
Fuck magic.
Yes, Danny answered, more sure of himself, though he still had no idea what was going on or where he was. The wand vanished like the sword had, and all the pedestals sank back to the floor.
How come you think they didn't bring that concept back in the later games? They took away all the different ways to level up.
Yeah, I guess for balance's sake, but I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was like, I think the first game in general is just full of more like mysterious bullshit, which makes it more like wonderful.
Yeah, they feel the need to explain themselves more often as they go on, despite putting on more and more bullshit.
Yeah.
The first one is just so like weird and like mysterious, and that's what's cool about it.
There's also like tons of needless secret stuff, which makes it even more mysterious.
Like fucking Capri Sun or whatever. Kurt Caesar.
Capri Sun.
The fucking secret Aladdin boss.
It's all Final Mix stuff.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember if Final Mix or if there's like one secret boss in the original version and there's like more in Final Mix. I don't know.
I feel like Kurt Caesar and then like the figure were both in normal Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. The door has been opened. Oh wait. Yes, Danny said again. When he said, more
Yeah.
sure of himself, though he still had no idea what was going on or where he was. The wand vanished like the sword had, and all the pedestals sank back into the floor. When said, the floor shattered beneath him. Danny tried to fly so he wouldn't fall, but found that he couldn't, and that, when he landed safely on another floor that appeared beneath him, didn't need to. I mean, as he lost his ghost powers, this seems a little strange.
Don't worry about it. He can't use his ghost powers in his own heart.
I guess that's true. I mean, what would Titus do if he saw Sora using magic on Destiny Island?
Freak.
What would Waka do if Sora could use repel on his ball? He'd be so scared.
He used grab a gun, crush the ball.
Made Waka flat like Flat Stanley.
We're gonna start playing my games now.
Waka's like, I don't want to play with you anymore, man. My mom said I can't hang out with you anymore.
I love that they're baby versions of themselves. What game is the girl from that's in that one?
Selfie?
Yeah.
I think she's from Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay.
Let's see. I have to know.
We've stopped the story once again to research. Because obviously Titus and Waka are from 10. Waka being voiced by John DiMaggio is so fucking funny.
Yeah, she's an 8. Yeah.
You like John DiMaggio?
John DiMaggio sounds familiar.
He's Bender. He's
Okay, yeah.
he's everyone else. He's Waka.
He's Waka? Hello?
He's an islander.
He's an island boy.
He pushed Titus off a cliff and called him his little brother. He's kind of like Tito, actually.
Sounds like it, I was about to say.
The design of the floor was the same as the last one had been. The door has been opened again. The wooden door from before appeared, opened to darkness, and vanished after a moment. These are the enemies you will face.
Where the door had been, on the floor, was an agitated pool of darkness. A few small creatures rose from it, entirely black but with glowing yellow eyes. Danny isn't meant to see 3D graphics like this. It's gonna brain break him.
No, I hate this.
He's just watching these 3D creatures swirl around in the darkness, and he's like, "Ah."
He's seeing himself in the reflection and how his model doesn't work.
He's never been this scared before.
Seeing a character experience beat for beat the Kingdom Hearts intro is much more graining than watching characters come off the boat on the Total Drama Island.
Yeah, how is that possible?
Yeah, what the fuck?
'Cause with that, you at least get like the funny different characters that come out. But it's literally just it's just Danny replacing Sora through the long-winded intro cutscene about stat buffs.
The creatures were weak, but Danny, new to the sword, had a moment's difficulty fighting them. Particularly when one sank flat to the floor and tried to ambush him, since he couldn't hit it when it did that.
He thought it was fucking bullshit.
Danny got really mad when he swung and it sunk to the floor and his hands hit the floor and it made his hands shake on the metal handle.
He thought that circle to jump with felt really bad, but he realized he might get used to it later.
He remembered his friend's Tucker's word. You'll get used to it by the end game, don't worry.
It's like being the fucking batting cage. It just rattles his elbows and gives him fucking muscle spasms instantly.
He just slaps the floor with the sword really hard. And his hands hurt really bad. He's like, oh.
Really
Drops
bad.
He drops the sword on the floor and then the voice is like, beware, for when there is light, shadows are born. He's like, ow, shut up. Danny watched as his shadow became much more dense than it should have, lengthened, and then rose from the floor. It was a black doppelganger.
Danny became much more dense.
The doppelganger grew a bit and turned into the form of Dan for a moment. Then it grew to the monstrous size. When it started attacking him, Danny really wished he could use his ghost powers so he could fly and get at the thing's head, but he had to suffice with attacking the hands because he couldn't do anything to the feet. It's getting too real.
This is turning into a walkthrough, like a full chapter into this Danny Phantom fan fiction. It's just a Kingdom Hearts walkthrough.
Periodically, the little shadows would appear and attack him, or the giant shadow would summon a sphere of energy and use that against him. But eventually, Danny won the fight and the creature fell.
It was kind of bullshit because he didn't have scan yet.
The greater the light in the darkness, the greater the shadows will be. Another pool of the viscous shadow appeared beneath Danny's feet, and the sword vanished from his hands. The darkness swallowed him again, and Danny's last thought before he lost consciousness was of his friends. Little did he know that Sam and Tucker had been going through the same thing, though when the three choices appeared in the beginning.
Wait, what was Sam's mural?
It's just Danny's again. She's really insignificant and small. Tucker gets his own though. Tucker gets the whole big.
All the different heads are him.
It's like the cover of Chain of Memories. It's like Tucker with like a bunch of playing cards in his hand, like looking cool.
Roxas is or Tucker's Rock. Danny's nobody.
Apparently, after this, they're like back in their normal Danny Phantom world. So I'll just stop it there.
Good. You ran out of steam pretty hard there.
I mean, I read for a while.
Yeah.
I read like a chapter and a half.
Mm-hmm. No, I gotcha. I rate that story the IGN score for Kingdom Hearts on PS2.
Which is what?
Probably fairly high.
I rate that Danny Phantom instantly getting ghost calluses from slamming a metal object against a vibranium floor.
I rate that Vladimir having to go through the Kingdom Hearts 1 intro and getting really mad.
We got a 9 out of 10, so pretty good.
Vladimir without his ghost powers, but like in his ghost form, would be so stupid.
Yeah, that would be.
Just looks really goofy.
I wonder if he has a 3D model in the Nick Unite games.
Probably.
He's probably a boss. He probably looks really bad.
Let's see. I can pull mine up if you'd like.
Sure.
Did you want to read?
You go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I typed in Plasmius Nicktoons, and when I got to Unite, it like autofilled for Kingdom Hearts instead. So people
Weird.
really want it. Yep. There he is. Oh no, this is like a fan model. So I guess he's... Wait, no. No, it's real, because it's on the GameCube. It was just credited to somebody for some reason. It looks okay.
I want to play as him in VR chat. He looks cool.
It's from the Models Resources.
Hell
As long as I can have a flopping mouth.
Here, I'll send you the link.
I'll make him play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on my
Hell
Twitch
yeah.
channel.
Would you have to do a Vlad impression?
Impression?
Yeah.
That just sound like me.
Hello, it's me, Vlad the
Hello, it's me. But it's just a glad model.
Hey, it's me. How you guys doing?
When I did the Tony Hawk plays Tony Hawk's Pro Skater thing, I should have made a video of that.
Yeah.
It took a long time, so I probably won't actually.
Mm-hmm. You gotta record while you stream. Okay, Steven.
It was a sunny day on August 1st in Amity Park. Danny Fenton was just 14, chilling with his room at Fenton Works. I thought I was going to go into the intro for a minute. Danny was playing the final boss fight in a video game. Oh, come on! Danny yelled, dying to the final boss.
In a video game?
Yeah.
Please, I gotta know what video game he's playing.
Dark Souls.
The final boss in Dark Souls.
The Lord of Cinder.
Parry, Danny, parry. No, that's cheating.
I'm doing an all fist run.
Watch me play Dark Souls 3 on twitch.tv/WillowTimeGPole. Thank you.
Woo. This is gonna take forever to beat. He was about to continue when his father, Jack Fenton, burst through the door excitedly.
Danny, I told you to parry. No, I'm dual wielding. I'm doing two hands on one weapon. I mean, Danny, it's so easy. Just use the sunlight shield.
Just shield. It makes the game so much easier.
Danny, are you using the Fenton fight stick I gave you? That's why you're losing.
With a PH.
It's just a USB Xbox controller.
Fenton
It's like
fight stick.
a green Candy Rock light up Xbox controller with the D sticker on it.
Generic brand rock candy controller.
USB
It lights up, isn't it cool?
I beat the first Dark Souls with a red Rock Candy USB controller on PS3, even though it was an Xbox controller.
Danny was confused at this, but he knows it's going to be about ghosts. Danny, me and your mother has something to show you that we finished making, Jack said.
That we finish making.
Running out the room happy as Danny just shrugged and followed him to the lab, seeing a hexagon-shaped machine. Danny got curious about it. Jack and his mom, Maddie Fenton, were standing by it. They both noticed Danny walking in. They both smiled. Danny, this is the ghost portal. It will help us get to dimension called the ghost zone.
What if this is like the first time they brought up ghosts at all?
This is the first episode.
Oh. So is probably not.
This is just the first episode poorly written.
Yeah.
But instead he's gonna turn into like, I don't know, Bill Cosby or something.
Oh god. Let's see if Danny was... No, wait, let's see. Let's see if it works, Maddie said. Jack tuned around and plugged in the cords to the ghost portal, but it didn't turn on, except the spark in the machine. Jack and Maddie were disappointed when it didn't work, so they went back upstairs to see what went wrong. Danny felt bad for them. He decided to check what went wrong, so he put on a jumpsuit that was white except the collar and his belt, it was black, to take a look inside as he got. That's that fucking sentence.
Yes, he got.
It was so dark inside that Danny accidentally pushed the on button that was inside.
Oh no!
Danny was shocked by the machine. Ah, he screamed in pain. It's all lowercase, just ah.
He doesn't want to make a fuss.
It's true, they don't know what he's doing. He screamed in pain. The green light was changing his jumpsuit to black and white. Even his hair turned white. His eyes turned green. Danny's molecules were changed to green after the light died out, becoming a half ghost. Danny was passed out.
His molecules were changed to green.
His molecules got all rearranged.
His molecules got all changed to green.
When he first woke up, he realized his DNA was green.
He couldn't see it, but he could tell.
He could walk through walls over here and fly.
He stuck his ghost head inside his stomach and looked.
So wait, I couldn't do that before.
Jumped off the roof and he couldn't die.
He could fly.
He couldn't fly.
He could die.
That's the most YouTube fucking thing. He could die.
He couldn't fly. He could die.
He was die. Danny started to fade out of his owned world into a new world.
He started to fade out of consciousness.
He started to get faded.
Bringing a thermos and a fishing hook with him.
Okay.
Just the hook.
Yeah, just a fishing hook and a thermos. In the Sangango bamboo, Danny started to wake
Run that
up.
by me again.
In the Sangango bamboo, Danny started to wake up. He moaned as he sat up. Not the Sangango bamboo.
He knew that smell anywhere.
That's the good shit.
What happened? Danny said to himself while coming out of a daze, not knowing that he's not in Amity Park anymore. He notices a lot of bamboo. He raised an eyebrow. Since when did Amity Park get bamboo? Danny said, confused. He looked around. He notices a thermos and a fishing hook on the ground. The thermos was silver and had green words that said Fenton. Of course, Dad would make a thermos with our last name.
It must be mine.
He notices he was sinking through the ground. He looked at his pants and gasped. They were light blue. Not only that, he can see right through them. But not just that, he can see through his whole body.
Not just that.
Not
You can
just
see his dick.
Where's my dick?
Not just that, he managed to stop it with a sigh of relief.
Stop it. Not just that, he stopped.
I hate this. Danny Fam sucks.
But wonder why he was sinking into the ground. As he was about to pick up the fishing hook, he notices a monkey with 2 swords fell out of the sky. His eyes widened. He also noticed the monkey was wearing pants. Where did you come from? Danny panicked about the 2 swords in the monkey's
A
hands.
monkey with swords and pants.
He also notices the monkey eyes were red.
In the Sangangu bamboo.
I don't know what Sangangu is.
I was thinking like Kung Fu Panda, but this monkey's got me thinking otherwise.
I didn't know monkeys can get pink eye, he said to himself, backing away from him so he won't get his head cut off.
Backing
Could be
away
Kingdom
while he's
Hearts
sinking
again.
through the ground.
Could be Kingdom Hearts again. They have the 2-handed monkey Tarlis.
As he was backing up, he bumped into a panda. He widened his eyes
Okay.
again.
I was right.
Daddy was trying to say something when the panda spoke.
Legends of Awesomeness is now debuting on Nicktoons. Check it out. It's 6/7 Central.
Sorry, monkey is hypnotized, so I fought back so I won't get myself killed, he said with a sheepish look.
Who said that? The panda?
Yeah,
I
Panda.
said, sorry, monkey's hypnotized, so I fought back.
Okay.
Danny was shocked that the panda just talked.
And the panda was in 3D.
Again.
They both noticed the monkey got up. They both screamed and ran for it. Lucky for Danny, he grabbed the thermos and the fish hook before they ran.
What's with this fish hook?
Not a clue.
It's not on a pole. It's not on a string.
That boy loves to fish.
He just has fucking, God, what's the guy from Moana?
The Rock.
Maui.
Yeah, he has Maui's big fish hook.
Maui's big keyblade.
Moana would be an okay Kingdom Hearts world.
That would be neat.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. The panda didn't know what they were. He decided to ask later when this was over. Monkey, stop! It's me, Po, your best buddy! The panda said while screamed.
I guess he does wear pants. And they do wear clothes, don't they?
Yeah.
They also don't know what humans are.
That's fine. He looks friendly enough.
And some creature I just met while running from you. Danny tripped over the rock, dropping his equipment. The panda...
Equipment. His thermos and fishing hook. Put it in your pocket, dude.
He's gonna suck monkey inside of his thermos and Poe's gonna call him the sorcerer.
The panda, who's now Po, grabbed Danny and led them to Cliff. Danny
No.
just sighed.
His thermos!
He'll throw him off the fucking cliff.
Poe's gonna hit him with the wushu finger hold.
Great. Unless one of us can grow things, we're done for, Danny said with sarcasm as Monkey stabs the edge of the cliff, causing it to collapse. Danny and Po fell screamed.
That's awfully specific. Something tells me this is like an episode of the show.
He stabbed the whole cliff and it shattered.
He did Sephiroth's thing where he stabs into the stage.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely just an episode of the show with Danny Phantom in it for some reason.
Like, that's such a specific thing to say without context. It has to be something that happened in an episode of the show.
Yeah.
And the monkey being hypnotized.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey checked to see if they survived or not. They weren't. They were hanging on a tree branch. Unlucky for Danny, he wasn't aware that he suddenly has ghost powers.
Oh.
He notices his right hand turn light blue and slip through a tree branch.
It's not. It's supposed to be invisible. That's just how they portray it in the show. So you, the audience, can see. It wasn't that his legs turned light blue.
Danny yelped as his left hand was the only thing that holding on to the branch. Poe saw this and gasped. Well, I don't know if I'm your best buddy, Poe admitted. Maybe Mantis is because you guys sit together, but am I? After he said that, Set started to sneeze out random stuff, and suddenly he sneezed out a rock, hitting Monkey on the head, snapping him out of it.
What?
I didn't follow.
I read it verbatim. I don't know what the hell happened.
He was like rationalizing with a monkey, and then he started to sneeze, and then he sneezed out a rock that hit Monkey and fixed him.
He's a fucking Octorock.
Achoo! 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 And then a fucking boulder came out of his nose and clobbered Monkey, killing him instantly, fixing him.
Christ. Friend, Monkey muttered slowly as he was about to cut the stick when his eyes were back to reality. He looked down and gasped, helped Poe and Danny up. Sorry, Poe, and trying to figure out who Danny was. What's your name? He asked.
You. Speak.
Keep in mind, Monkey's voiced by friggin' Jackie Chan, so it's so funny to imagine.
Why did you save me? Monkey.
Friend.
I love Jackie Chan.
Same. Sorry. Oh, it's Danny Fenton, he said, relief. Yeah, Danny, I don't know what went over me, Monkey with looking down, sad. It's okay. Danny accepted his apology as he picks up the Fenton thermos and fishhook.
God, this fucking paperclip he keeps picking up off the ground.
These are mine.
The items where Danny had were confusing to Poe and Monkey. You're not the only one. They both nodded in agreement. They had a mission, but Danny was a new creature to them. Just in case he was a threat to them, they both walked up to him. Uh-oh. Danny, after we are done with our mission, Monkey started, we're going to take you to see our master. Danny gulped at this, thinking that he was in trouble, but nodded as Poe explained where they were going and that their friend is sick.
Shifu's gonna be so mad. You brought this into the Dragon Temple?
To the Jade Palace?
The Jade Palace? What is wrong with you? Poe, you're fired.
He revokes the Dragon Scroll 3 movies later.
This is in the TV show.
I know,
it's
it's just
real.
funny.
It's got infinite canon.
There was an episode where Poe had a love interest, and when he fell over a rock, she compared his butt to a heart, and they bonded over that.
Wow.
3 minutes later, Danny, Poe, and Monkey already had a plan. They enter a scorpion cave. Poe and Danny acted like he was dead. Monkey was pulling them on a cart. The scorpion went to her chair to face them. "Poe, no more," Monkey said, pretending to be hypnotized.
Oh, yeah.
As Danny was already behind them due to his uncontrollable ghost powers.
What? Uncontrollable? Why is he acting on them if he doesn't know what they are?
I'm having a hard time following, so keep reading.
"Ooh, look who did a good job. Monkey, that's who," the scorpion said as she went over to check him out.
Oh, is Scorpion like an anthropomorphic
Yeah.
character? Alright.
It's a scorpion.
A speaking scorpion.
She's hot. We'll look her up.
She sniffs but gags. "He should be dead in 2 minutes. He shouldn't be stinky," waving her pincers in her face. Poe caught her by surprise. "That the stank of awesomeness," Poe says. He burst out of the cart, landing besides Monkey. Danny awed at this, shocked at a panda and a monkey knowing kung fu.
It's a scorpion. She's got those baddie eyes.
I can work with it. It's sort of like the fucking scorpion, not the scorpion, the spider anime.
It's absolutely from the show.
Yeah. It's here.
What a specific episode to put Danny Phantom in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, not his dad.
Ah!
His dad, the geese, is making out with the scorpion.
No wonder that show is forbidden.
And there they are embracing each other.
Danny at the shocked at a panda and a monkey knowing kung fu. "Okay, that was cool," Danny commented.
Selfie.
Thank you.
Danny commented. He starts as he starts to notices he was sinking through the ground again. Gasped Monkey and Poe notices this while fighting Scorpion. Poe went over to help Danny up. Danny's legs were back to normal. He looked over to Poe and smiled as thanks. Poe nodded back.
His legs were back to normal.
Danny now realized he has ghost powers, but he wonders how he got them. Maybe because of that machine.
Not the time, Danny. You're in a filler episode.
I'll explain later after your... Danny gasped again, not because he was sinking through the ground again. A blue wisps came out of his mouth. Poe saw as he went back to help Monkey. Danny wondered what the wisp meant. He found
Monkey's
his
about to turn into a ghost.
Oh no.
No, he's gonna fucking die, Steven.
Oh no.
Danny can only detect ghosts with his ghost breath.
Tai Lung is gonna come back.
You know, he's gonna stab Monkey. He's gonna go. Oh!
It's so funny to me because it's actually confirmed in the third movie that the Wushu finger hold does just kill you. It sends you to the spirit dimension. It's so fucking funny. Let's see here.
It's like the spirit bomb.
Pretty much. It's fucking Reddit post of a story. Let's see.
You having fun though?
I'm trying. Suddenly, a flash of light rings appeared around his waist. He gasped as one part traveled up and the second one down, and turning him to his ghost form, his hair turned white. After that, Danny did what he can to fight the off ghost, while Monkey and Bo were still fighting Scorpion, so they can get a flower. Is that a ghost? Poe said while giving Scorpion a kick to Scorpion.
I do kind of remember this episode now.
Mm.
But without Danny in it, of course. Unless he was a ghost there the whole time.
I think I watched like 3 episodes of that show despite watching a lot of cartoons at that time.
Mm.
I just didn't like it.
Monkey noticed Danny in his ghost form fighting off the ghost. It's probably just a trick of hers, Monkey said. He didn't want to believe it.
He didn't want to believe that their new best friend Danny fucking turned into a ghost.
Right, giving a punch to Scorpion. Poe and Monkey gave Scorpion a final hit, sending her flying to a chair, causing her tail to get stuck. The ghost Danny was fighting retreated to who knows where it came from. Danny managed to change back to his human form. After that, Danny collapsed in exhaustion. Poe and Monkey walks up to him. Poe put a paw on Danny's should and smiled. The end.
Is Scorpion like a recurring villain, do you think?
Probably.
so. They generally like to recycle their 3D models, so I'd believe it.
Wow.
I give that a fucking riddle out of 10.
I give that Danny clutching with his entire hand a 1-inch long fishing hook for the entire plot.
Poe looks into the fucking dragon scroll and it's just this fan fiction. He can't figure it out.
I give it the IMDb rating of the Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness Scorpion Sting Game Plus or DVD Plus game thing review.
Which is what?
I don't know. I'm not looking it up. Don't do that. I saw what you
I
did.
need to know the rating.
No, I saw what you did over there on your phone.
I wonder how the competitive scene is for the awesome Legends fighter game.
Yeah, the PS4 Kung Fu Panda game.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
played the demo of that. It was okay.
Yeah, I remember it was like perfectly fine. Like nothing notable about it.
Oh, wow. The show has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb. Pretty good.
That's fine. It's serviceable.
Yeah.
The concept of Kung Fu Panda, I think, lends itself well to a TV show.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alrighty. Well, I got mine here. It's a shorter one because everyone else has a longer one.
Oh, okay, bud.
And I am tired and drained, and I'm praying that there's no spelling errors. Beverly Hills. Come on, guys, Alex begs her 2 best friends. Going to Amity Park could be fun. Like, hello, there's barely anything about the town, Clover said.
They're gonna rag on Danny's outfit so hard.
Yeah, Alex, we can do something else on our summer vacation, Sam told Alex. But there's a really cute superhero in that town named Danny Phantom, Alex said.
Does the town know he's a superhero?
Yeah, later on, like, in the season, the final season, just before the final movie came out, they all do figure out that he's a superhero. They don't necessarily, like, know his identity. Because, like, his parents learn and they help protect his identity from that point forward.
I see.
See, you really You really think there's a superhero in that town, Alex? Clover asked her. Yeah! Alex pulled out a magazine that had Danny Phantom on it. Clover and Sam stared at it. Clover was looking at the image while Sam read what was on it. He is somewhat, like, totally cute, Clover commented. It says here that he'd been in Amity Park for a year, and some people call him a hero while others call him a villain, Sam read. Come, Sammy. I want to see Danny Phantom.
What?
I'll try again. Come, Sammy. I want to see Danny Phantom, Alex said.
Okay. I didn't hear the Alex said part. I want to see Danny Phantom now.
After some are debating, Sam and Clover sighed before answering. Okay, Alex, we can go see this Danny Phantom of yours, Sam said. Yeah, plus, who knows? We might meet some cute football players as well as a cute superhero, Clover said. Alex smiled widely. Yes, she said, happy that they agreed to this. They all agree, and she says yes, ...
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to meet my hero, Danny Phantom. After convincing them to go to Amity Park to see Danny Phantom, the three girls suck up from the ground and slide down this slide.
This person has a way with words.
Every story we've read has been so hard to read. Why do we have a mission today when it's our summer vacation? Clover asked as she screamed.
Doesn't the world know it's our summer vacation?
They landed on a pad as their boss, Jerry, smiled at them.
You sure did.
Hello again, ladies. So nice of you to drop in, Jerry said to
You
the
sucked us
girls.
here, Jerry.
He says that every single fucking time.
The joke never gets old.
You fell down.
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen you here.
Ha ha ha. Very funny, Jerry, Alex said to their boss.
I know.
Yeah.
I am. We finally discover those invisible bank robberies that happened in the 80s, Jerry told them.
Okay. You know,
Alright.
the 80s before you were born.
I watched a cool video essay on YouTube by Rainbot.
If you stick to the end of the video, you'll see my name in this Patreon sponsor.
It's called The Incredible Disappearance of the Money from the Bank.
All I have to do is submit $10 a month to his Patreon to get him to create a 1 hour long video essay on any subject I'm interested in. It's really good money, you know. I used to pay people for this.
Why you want us to take a case about invisible bank robberies that happened 20 years ago, Jer? Clover asked. We just discovered that a ghost did the bank robberies. Also, it might be the reason why Vlad Master's millionaire. Jerry answered.
Okay, Jerry.
The reason why Vlad Master's millionaire. Jerry's losing brain cells as he speaks.
Jerry hasn't been outside in a little bit.
Discovered ghosts were the reason, and also Vlad millionaire.
We always see Jerry at his desk. He's just terminally online. He's turning into green text as we speak.
He's been working on that Rubik's Cube for a long time.
Jerry will read the same 4chan green text 20 times, but then when he recites it to us, he can barely hold it together.
Millionaire. Girls are pretty.
We discovered if ghosts did it.
You girls will be going to Amity Park to talk to the two people that worked with Vlad in college. Their names are Jack and Maddie Fenton. They are the world expert, Jerry explained to them. Stop cutting your sentences short, man.
See, this green text is really funny. You see, somebody photoshopped the Money Man from the Tom and Jerry movie to appear as though he is Chris Master Millionaire.
Anyway, here are your gadget: the wind tunnel tornado black hair dryer, jetpack backpack.
The what?
Okay, I read it wrong. The wind tunnel tornado blast hair dryer, jetpack backpack, heat sensor 6000 infrared motion detector sunglasses, lip balm smoke bomb, and ice queen perfume. Jerry gave the gadget to the girls. Good luck, girls, as Jerry pressed the button and the three girls were sucked up by a tube.
Ice cream perfume?
Ice queen perfume.
Okay.
Ice cream perfume.
Smell.
It's an ice cream.
Here, have this blow dryer. You have the power of God in your hands and can summon a fucking tornado.
Just make sure you plug it in.
Do not use the lip balm. Your lips will be covered in smoke.
Now rub this melted ice cream on you.
Yeah.
This is a bomb.
This ice cream is perfume, but you have to use it right now. Go ahead. Rub it on your bodies.
Now see that kiddie pool over there.
I've set that up just for you.
Go wrestle a little bit. Get some
After
training.
your ice cream.
After your ice cream, go get some training in the kiddie pool. And put on the suits.
It took me a long time to fill that up without a hose, and you're gonna use it.
It took me a long time to blow that up without a hose.
They came in, that's why he can barely fucking talk, he's winded. They came in and he's like red in the face with beads of sweat.
He spent so much government money wasting time blowing up a kiddie pool.
I thought it would come blown up from Amazon, but I had to blow it up myself. Can you believe that?
I couldn't find a pump around here.
I don't fucking care if you're gonna get stomach cramps, you were gonna play in the damn kiddie pool I put up for you.
Amity Park. The spies made it to Amity Park and waited on Alex's aunt, who lived in Amity Park, to pick them up. Mm-hmm. Alex was really excited to be here at a superhero's hometown. I can't believe we're here in Danny Phantom's hometown, Alex said.
Calm down, Alex.
Remember, Alex, we do have a mission to complete here, Sam reminded her. Okay, Sammy, Alex said to Sam. Alex now saw her Auntie Pam coming up to her and her friends. Hey, Alex, Pam greeted her niece. Hey, Auntie Pam, how are you doing? Alex asked her. I'm doing great, Alex, and it's nice to see you again. Are these your friends you have been talking about? Aunt Pam asked her niece. Yeah, this is Sam and Clover, Alex introduced her best friends. It's nice to meet you both, Pam said to them. It's nice to meet you, Miss Pam, both Sam and Clover said. I'm so happy that Alex has friends like you, Pam said as the girls went into her car. As they drove to Pam's house, Sam decided to ask more about this Danny Phantom guy. Well, he first showed up about a year ago, and some of the townspeople thought he was a villain because he stole a few things, but when he started to protect the town from ghosts, so he is a villain, or at least a criminal.
Right, he was.
But when he started to protect the town from ghosts, people started to see him as a hero, but unfortunately, there are still some that think he is trying to trick them into thinking he is a hero.
Unfortunately, he's still stealing things.
So everyone's kind of on the fence.
I guess it depends on what you value.
Do you think that cute Phantom guy is a hero? Clover asked. Yes, I do, because he did help people when they got attacked by a ghost, Pam said. I really want to meet him, Alex said. Do you have a crush on Town Hero, Alex? Pam asked her niece. Yeah, you can say that, Alex said with a little blush.
Do you have a credit card, Alex? Yeah, you could say that.
She said with a little blush.
Does your mother have a maiden name?
Well, I think he is kind of cute myself, Clover said with a smirk. Hey, Clover! I had dibs on the cute superhero, Alex said to her best friend. Alex, I just think he's cute. I'm not going to take him away from you, Clover apologized to Alex. Amity Park, Pam's house. As the girls got their things into Pam's house, Alex decided to take a walk to see what Amity Park was like and to see if she can find Danny Phantom on her first try. She's got to reload the scene until she does. As she looked around for the cute superhero, Alex noticed the strange building that had something on the rooftop. Wow, looks like a weird spaceship thing on that roof. Alex was amazed by the look of the thing. Then a boy who looked 15 years old with shaggy white hair, shaggy black hair. I was getting ahead of myself. Shaggy black hair, blue eyes, wore a white shirt with a red dot on it, blue jeans, and red and white shoes came out of the building. Alex thought he looked cute when she first saw him, and before she snapped out of it, she asked, "What is that thing?" pointing to his crotch. I made that last part up.
Okay. Damn.
That is the Emergency Ops Center. It's something my parents built to protect the town from ghosts, the boy explained.
His dick is crooked.
That sounds so cool. Alex was slightly amazed by that. You really think so? He asked. Yeah, because it's so cool that thing can protect the town, Alex said.
Are ghosts like a problem here?
I've never seen a ghost. Do you have a lot of them?
If we can't see them, are they really a problem?
Yeah, it is kind of cool. Anyway, my name is Danny Fenton.
Yeah, anyway.
Danny half listens. Immediately puts the subject on himself.
Yes.
Well,
Anyway,
fucking
my
kid.
name is Danny Fenton, and what is yours? I have never seen you before, the boy asked as he introduced himself. I'm Alex, and I'm from Beverly Hills, Alex introduced herself. Danny was surprised that a girl from Beverly Hills was here in Amity Park. So you're visiting family or something? Danny asked. Kind of. I want to see the superhero Danny Phantom, she slightly blushed. Oh, really? Why do you want to see Danny Phantom? Danny asked her. I learned a lot of what he did this past year like a hero, and I think he is really cute, Alex explained.
I kind of know a lot about Danny Phantom, dude.
I can
like,
introduce
okay.
you for a fee.
Danny tried not to blush at a pretty girl like Alex calling his superhero ego cute. But before Danny could say anything else, Alex's friends Sam and Clover walked up to her. Alex, there you are, Samantha said. You shouldn't have rushed out like that. You shouldn't have rushed out like that, like you did, to try to find that cutie superhero Danny Phantom, Clover said as he looked at Danny. Who's your new friend, Alex? He's kind of cute. Danny tried not to blush from the blonde's compliment. Danny's getting fucking Chicada blocked on all sides. All these girls are gonna make him turn into a tomato.
Oh my god.
All these rich Beverly Hills girls. Hey, wait. You look familiar. Were you on a magazine cover about Purpleback Gorilla? Samantha asked Danny. Yeah, how did you know that? Danny asked. Samantha gave a big smile to Danny. I read Genus magazine, and I saw you. You're the guy that went into the Purpleback Gorilla's cage and learned that he was a she. That you dangerous and pretty brave of you, Sam said. Yeah, brave, Danny said. And I got a C on that project, he muttered the last part.
I thought he was bragging for him.
And I got a C.
He's gonna use all that shit he stole to be a pay pig for him.
So, Clover got in front of Samantha and Danny. Since we're new to town, you can show us around. Clover grabbed his hand and raced off with him as Samantha and Alex followed behind. The end.
Whoa. That was good.
Let's go. I love that.
I rate that 3 fucks out of 3.
Hell
I
yeah.
rate that 3 presses of Jerry's suck tube button.
Sorry, ladies, I'm getting the Amity Park tubeway set up.
It's taking my drillers a long time.
Don't you worry, I'll have that set in a jiffy.
Would hate to have you use the stairs.
The stairs.
I rate that Jerry's fucking outdated stand-up that never gets old to him. Out of 5.
Jerry's outdated looks on life. GG.
GG's.
Good episode. Danny Phantom's epic, and people with poor grammar seem to enjoy it.
It was very fun. Although I make fun of the hard to read ones, they are fun to come across.
Oh yeah, they're the best ones. Like trying to suffer through something for some bizarre, baffling form of comedy. It works out. And we're gonna do that in our next episode because our theme is gonna be
Final Fantasy VII.
Whoa! Me and Steven have to play all of Final Fantasy VII.
Let's go.
Fine.
Let's
You've played Kingdom Hearts. All the important characters are in there.
You're right. Cloud, Tifa, Sid, Tifa,
Aerith.
Sephiroth,
Yeah.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Somebody help.
Somebody come quick! They'll pay for this. When Goofy fucking died. A nobody shattered his brain with a boulder. And they played off the one and only time they used gag humor in the franchise as a serious plot point where Mickey wanted to avenge Goofy's death.
What would you do if Goofy died? What's that if your Goofy died?
If my Goofy died,
If Goofy died, canonically in the Disney universe,
I'd be pretty upset.
would you joke about it constantly in the next Kingdom Hearts game?
Yes. Who would replace Goofy in the party? Did you say Donald?
No, I was gonna say Tarzan in his loincloth, but I laughed before I could say it.
Why do you think Tarzan's so funny?
Because he's not wearing any pants, he's nude, he's freeballing, running around with a spear and yelling.
He doesn't have a spear.
This does.
Play Kingdom Hearts, Steven.
Oh my god.
He goes, oh, not Clayton.
Oh.
He jumps like 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, he wraps a fucking vine and nooses Clayton.
He challenges Clayton to a vine swinging competition. We should do Tarzan next time instead.
Okay. Very well.
Okay, Tarzan next time.
Yes.
Tarzan.
Now we have to watch fucking Tarzan TV show.
Fuck, I don't want to do Tarzan anymore.
See you next time. Bye.